The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Welcome to the Cathedral City Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Second day here at Big Lean Dreams. It should be a fun one as we get started with the national runner-up, Texas Tech, number 2 in the country, taking on Bethune Cookman. Quite the shot we got and quite the spot we are in. Should be a fun, full slate of action as we get ready for Bethune Cookman to step in the top half of the first frame. And of course, Sam Lincoln will take on this lineup for the Wildcats. Very fun team that is highlighted by their batting.
Bethune Cookman was really excited about the competition they would face here at the Mary Nutter. They won their first game against Utah, got the bats going, were able to score a ton of runs there. They're hoping to carry over that momentum against one of the most prolific pitching staffs in the nation.
It's a three-headed monster in the circle for Texas Tech, and today we get the chance to watch Sam Lincoln work.
I love anytime I get to see a southpaw in the circle, especially one who had such a dynamic start to the season as a freshman, now in her sophomore year. She's had limited opportunities, only throw 18 innings so far, but she has a sub-1 ERA. So every inning and outing she's had has been the top quality.
Fifth start of the season for Lincoln, a 0.78 ERA, as you mentioned, Sid. Boy, she is fun to watch. First pitch is in there for a called strike to Emma Bradley C. She's Sydney Suplee. I'm Max Kelton. Thanks for joining us here at Mary Nutter. We have a full slate this game on Wrigley and with plenty of action throughout the whole weekend. That's strike 2 in there.
And Max, I have to tell you, my favorite stat so far on Lincoln has to be in the 18 innings of work, she's only walked one batter. So no surprise to me to see her pounding the zone already to start this game.
That's slapped the other way, and it's a great point. You know, she's one of these pitchers who just has such command in the zone. Just that one walk, but she's got 16 strikeouts to tag along with it.
And what I really like about her, the fact that she's a lefty, she's going to work a heavy curveball. So that's so hard against Bethune Cookman's slappers because the ball's going to be breaking away from them.
In there for a called strike 3, watched by Bradley C. There's one away.
I mean, this is such a well-executed job by Lincoln. She's going to go away the first 2 pitches and then go in for the freeze. She's able to throw her curveball on both sides of the plate. So the last pitch you saw was a backdoor curve.
First pitch in there to Janelle Morrissey, strike 1.
I mean, are you kidding me? She's just making this look so easy.
Such a quick pace for Lincoln, who a year and 5 days ago threw a perfect game against UMass. It took just 79 pitches. Slap to third base, where Panel is on to first for the second out of the frame.
Yeah, Panel, one of those transfers that Texas Tech was able to get coming into this season. She had a really well sought after career at Tennessee, is going to be holding down this infield.
She's over at third base. Burns behind the dish. Terry at first. You got Mia Williams at second base, and the birthday girl in Haley Toney at short. First pitch in there to Queen Tuala.
As somebody who spends every birthday, it felt like, at the softball diamond, always in the beginning of February, opening weekend, there's nothing better than being able to play softball on your special day with your best friends.
A win would certainly be a nice birthday gift. How about the flare in there for Queen Tuala, who has the first knock of the day for the Cats as the first base runner as well.
Tuala has a really simple approach here. She's going to chase short to the ball, send this one opposite field. Even though that was a curveball in the inside corner, she did a great job keeping her hands inside the pitch.
So with a runner on first and 1 away, in steps Asia Gonzalez. 0-1.
And it's exactly the start you want to have if you're Bethune Cookman. 2 outs, bring a little bit of fight. And they did a great job right there in that last at-bat. Is Lincoln is going to supply the power, but how can they get their barrel on plane, especially with the curveball? It's going to stay on the same level.
fouled away for strike 2, and it's difficult against Sam Lincoln. She has been on a tear as of late. After these 2 outs today, it's 13 1/3 straight scoreless innings.
So impressive. But if you're Bethune Cookman, you're coming in with a little bit of chip on your shoulder. You have nothing to lose. Come in, be scrappy, surprise people.
Playing with house money at this point, and that was the MO coming into the weekend. They started things off with a really tough strength of schedule, upset Utah yesterday in one of the early games. Have a chance to kind of shock the world here, right? What do you have to lose?
I really like that mix there by Lincoln, starting to sprinkle in her rise ball. That's going to be key for her to do so as you start to see Bethune Cookman time up this curveball.
Ball and a strike. Here comes Lincoln. Fouled away again.
Just really impressed with this at-bat we're seeing right now by Gonzalez. She's doing a nice job at just fouling off pitches. And these type of at-bats, they don't always pay dividends for you in inning number 1, but just being able to have the pitcher turn it over more, it starts to pay off here come end of game.
Cracked left side and foul as she stays alive again.
And she has found a way to foul off curveballs, rise balls. That was an off-speed pitch. All of this is allowing her dugout to start to understand what pitches does Sam Lincoln have on the mound.
Gonzalez, a .273 hitter through her first 13 starts of the year. And the 1-2. Missed it low for ball 2 with a fire back over to first base. The ball kicked away into left field. Play at third. Not in time. And there's safety. That's Tuala who moves into scoring position.
Playing with house money, running fearlessly. I love this aggressiveness by Tuala. Burns tries to back pick. The catcher for Texas Tech will send it down to first base. And Tuala does a great job trying to go to second, and it was that second throw, the overthrow, allowing her to take 3. I mean, why not? Take your chances. Make the defense be perfect.
And nonetheless, strike 3. Texas Tech gets out of the fray despite a little whisper of a scare. We'll see the Red Raiders at the plate on the other side. Headed to the bottom half of 1, and number 2 Texas Tech puts up this starting unit that is rarely ever the same as the last game. But we keep an eye on Mia Williams in the 2-hole. She is putting together quite the campaign this year.
Yeah, that has been one of the most fascinating things about Coach Glasgow, as he changed the lineup 90% of the times last year, and it got them pretty far runners up to the national champs, but there is just so much power, and that's when it shows you the depth that they have. But it is led by one of the best players our sport has ever seen. Nigeri Kennedy had the unbelievable announcement. She became the first collegiate softball player with her own pair of cleats yesterday, sponsored by the Adidas line. You can circle it back to Patrick Mahomes and what he has meant for this program to be able to invest in their athletes.
Talk about generational. That is a player that has defined what it means to be a highlight reel in this sport. As this ball misses low into Maya Davis. Mia Gonzalez in the circle for Bethune Cookman.
It's really cool for a first-year player to get this type of opportunity. She is leading their staff right now in innings, and she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Missed upstairs, ball 2. And you mentioned Gonzalez with 11 appearances this season. This will be her 8th start. She's got a 2-4 record, a 6.65 ERA, facing Maya Davis to lead things off. And this lineup is vicious. There is nowhere to go if you miss on one player.
And Coach Watton, the head coach here, in her 19th season for Bethune Cookman, I think just making sure that everybody's on the same page. She understands this team's opportunity, and she does have a first year in the circle, and it looks like she's just trying to calm her down already with 2 balls. Says, before anything gets out of hand, let me make sure she's mentally sharp and ready to go. And Gonzalez largely earned this start after what she did to open up this tournament for them. She was responsible for the win against Utah, where she went 4.1 innings pitched and only gave up 1 earned run.
Well, that was a really fun game. 8-7 Bethune Cookman. And this team came into the weekend after going 2 for 5 last week at these spring games. They needed a kickstart, and maybe that Utah game would do the trick. With Gonzalez in the circle, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Davis takes strike 1.
And I love the reset by Gonzalez. Coach calmed her down. She had her team have her back. The biggest thing she wants to do is go compete.
Swung on and lifted foul as the count evens at 2-2.
And Maya Davis, one of the top returning bats for Texas Tech. She etched her name in the record book when she finished with a .389 batting average last season and set a record in multiple categories. Hits with 93, runs with 66.
That's high and away as the count runs full.
One of my favorite moments last season, too, is when Davis went on a 14-game hitting streak. She's tied for 4th longest in program history.
For Texas Tech, we got 0-1 Williams.
And we're seeing early on that Gonzalez is going to want to go to her rise ball. If she can find it on a competitive level, I would love to see it against these Texas Tech hitters. But it's just making it a competitive enough pitch to get them to think about it.
Got to be competitive against this Florida transfer. Here is Mia Williams. Taken high, that's ball 1.
Yeah, Williams came over from the Gators, as you mentioned, where she had 19 home runs in 2025. She was the 2nd-team All-American.
And quite the season she's having this year, batting .514. 7 for her last 15 at the plate.
So writing down Texas Tech's averages for their hitters felt like I was putting in video game numbers.
And we say that so often, but it was so many players over that 400 mark with the throw down to second base. Not in time as Maya Davis has yet another stolen base.
Yeah, she is just such a threat on the bases every single time she gets on. 27 stolen bases last year. And off to another start this year in 2026.
At stolen base number 7.
Seconds.
Yeah. Swung on and skied up there. Shortstop Janelle Morrissey makes an easy grab, one away.
And you couldn't help but just hear how loud that was. Even being a shallow pop-up, this Texas Tech team, when they hit the ball, you hear the pop of their bat. They're so incredibly strong, take a lot of pride in the weight room, getting themselves ready.
Well, we see the 3-hole hitting Haley Toney watching strike 1. You know, not a bad time to talk about the success that Texas Tech had last year in Jerry Glasgow's first season, national runners-up, and quite the run that this program had to kind of mustered its way into the national stage in a new sense.
This first year, they hosted their first regional, advanced to their first super regional, qualified for the first Women's College World Series. I mean, the first conference championship. The fact that he did it in year one is just such a credit to Coach Glasgow, and the fact that he brought in so many new faces and got everyone going in the right direction to go on one mission together. And this is a team that I feel like brought the state of Texas and so much of the country around them.
Shot to second, over to first, and not in time, as Tony beats it out for the first hit of the day for Texas Tech. Runners at the corners, one away.
It's a really good pitch by Gonzalez. She's going to jam her with her rise ball. And because of the base runner, Morrissey hesitated a little bit to go get it. Then ultimately, the speed of Tooney.
An infield single. And the extra base taken. Easy work. Haley Toney now at second. At third base, that's the leadoff Maya Davis. Two in scoring position for Jazzy Burns. Missed away, ball one.
Yeah, Burns, another huge bat they were able to win out of the portal. Came from Ohio State, where she had 25 home runs. She tied the Big Ten single season record before Megan Grant took it with 26.
That strike falls in. Nice catch on the outside corner. Hey, you talk about Megan Grant and what UCLA was able to do yesterday. We'll see him twice today. Maybe that run production can continue.
23 runs they put up last night against Auburn.
That's away for ball two. And by the way, we saw Auburn yesterday with an upset against number 14 Oregon. The fact that UCLA was able to do that in the same day, a couple hours later, it was shocking stuff. 2-2 slap first base line, tagged at first, play at the plate, not in time. But one out after Tuwala flashed the leather, took her time, and got the sure thing. That said, Texas Tech takes the lead 1-0.
Yeah, Tuwala does a great heads-up play here. A slight hesitation on the turn. This is where you have to get really loud if you're a defense. You need to be calling to Tuwala home, home, so when she makes that back turn, she can hear you right away and fire it. But I've been impressed with how Gonzalez is working out of this jam so far. If Bethune Cookman's able to get out of this top inning with only giving up one run, that's a win for them right now.
Oh, no doubt about it. Taylor Panel at the plate. Panel sends this high and deep to left. Goodbye! It's a two-run home run for Taylor Panel. 3-0, number 2 Texas Tech.
Panel with her third home run here at Texas Tech, and she hits every piece of this ball, sends an off-speed deep into left field. And this is a Panel special.
Please return all foul balls.
Quite the hot shot for Panel, the redshirt junior. Spent 3 seasons at Tennessee. Comes over to Texas Tech and blasts her third home run of the season. And just when you thought Bethune-Cookman would get out of this first frame with minimal damage, that's what Texas Tech does. When you start to feel comfortable, the Red Raiders jump.
You can never take a batter off against them. They just have so much power, 1 through 9. I mean, you get a 3-run bomb by your 5-hitter who would be a 3-hole hitter in a lot of other lineups. And I think that's why Coach Glasgow hasn't used the same order at all this season, because he wants everybody to go compete and not worry about where they are in the lineup.
Yeah, you talk about not using that same order. It's been 14 players in a starting lineup this season. Having that kind of depth is a luxury.
It keeps everybody in the game as well. You show up to the field every day, you have to be ready to go because it just might be the day your number is called.
Last year, he used 57 different lineups in 68 games en route to that national runner-up finish.
It also really helps in weekends like this when you are playing 5 to 6 games a weekend. It keeps your top players and everybody rested.
Desi Spearman fouls off the 2-2. Spearman, a .313 hitter, her 9th start of the year. As we mentioned how Coach Glasgow shifts up the lineup, gives these players a little bit more opportunity to get into rhythm for midseason form heading in to Big 12 play. As that ball misses low, count runs full.
New Mexico State transfer. She's 2024 CUSA Freshman and Player of the Year, where she held a career 38 home runs in 2 seasons.
Got the zone. That's strike 3. Watched in by Spearman. Nee Gonzalez sits her down looking. But Texas Tech strikes for a trio after this slap of the bat from Taylor Panel. It's the Red Raiders on top as we head to the second here at Mary Nutter. Mary Nutter would like to thank all their vendors and 2026 sponsors. The Easton Ghost Unlimited is now available. Get a sneak peek at the brand new unreleased Rawlings Halo bat. You won't want to miss it. Back here for the top half at 2. Texas Tech strikes for 3.
Now batting for 2, we got number 19, Cypress.
And back on the circle, it's Sam Lincoln, who will take on the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the Wildcats order. It'll start with Alana Cypress.
We saw Lincoln start to work in her groove early on in inning number 1. What I really like about her is she's a very tall length pitcher, and you're going to watch her get every ounce of power out of those long legs.
The Massachusetts native delivers strike 1.
For Bethune Cookman, you have to understand that Lincoln is pounding the zone early, so you need to step in the box ready to go. So if you're on deck or you're in the dugout, you're taking mental reps every time.
That's a fair point, and you look at how Bethune Cookman jumped on her in that first inning. It was 2 quick outs for Lincoln, but then the Wildcats got a runner on, moved her over to third base. They were threatening there.
And she's somebody you don't want to get in a hole against. We saw a bit of vertical movement.
Slapped fair up the first base line for a base knock. Cypress is aboard with a leadoff single.
Bethune Cookman's 2 hits today have been for righties, where it's a curveball coming inside, and they just keep their hands inside. They let Lincoln provide the power, and they shorten up. Where they're doing a good job is a lot of people get in trouble against Lincoln's curveball where they try to get around the pitch, and they're simply just poking it through opposite field.
It's bunted foul. Jessica Alon at the dish, the second baseman.
I really liked the idea about a bunt in that situation, trying to catch the defense on their heels. Now there's quite not the element of surprise. I'd like to see if she could square up, see what she could drive.
On the ground and handled cleanly by Panel.
Alon doing exactly what Coach Watton asked her to do at third base. High fives in the dugout when you're able to execute.
Moves the runner over. Now Alana Cypress on second base. That brings up the 7-hole hitting designated player, Zariah Billinger. Swung on and foul, tipped, squeezed by Burns behind the dish. Strike one.
Billinger led the team in their win against Utah with 2 hits.
A 1. Slapped left side, but foul. Coming into the weekend, Billinger had struggled to find her stride, but those 2 hits make up 3 on the season, and it might be a good jumping off point.
And sometimes for these players, opening weekend can feel overwhelming and you start to settle in. You don't press. Now you can find your groove and your routine, and that's what's led her to be as a DP in a few of these positions as a first-year player.
And I think that that's part of the beauty of Mary Nutter. You know, you get in for the 3rd weekend of the season. Everybody's finding their identity and their stride. At Rise, ball missed upstairs, ball 2.
Mary Nutter, I always say, is where anything is possible. They always say where dreams are made, and that's for the younger players who get to watch their favorite athletes, but it's also for these athletes to compete on one of the biggest stages.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 3 for Billinger. You know, but more on that, Sid. It's such a fun way to think about it, and you look at yesterday's action all around the park. There are 5 fields in action today, and all of them have some really fun games. Yesterday, Oklahoma, number 4 in the country, they were nearly upset against Cal State Fullerton. It took a walk-off to win it, and they were down to, what, a final out? That slapped into the glove of Williams, but anything can happen. So don't go anywhere. We're moving on to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Texas Tech to the plate when we continue. It is a picture-perfect day here in Cathedral City, California. Home of the 2026 Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Day 2 of action. It's the first game underway on USA Softball's Wrigley Field. And Texas Tech leads by 3 against Bethune Cookman with Mia Gonzalez back in the circle for her 2nd inning of work.
And Max, we were talking between these half-inning breaks, and I was saying how impressed I was with Gonzalez just being able to bounce back as a freshman against the top team in the country. And besides that one pitch to Taylor Pandle that she sent yard, I have been impressed with the pitches she's been able to deliver against this lineup, and I want to continue to see her go to work.
Gives you a little bit of poise to see a freshman competing at this level, staying poised in her own right. You know, this is not an easy task.
And she doesn't look intimidated. The moment isn't too big for her right now.
Now to attack the bottom of the order. It starts 7, 8, 9. Lauren Allred takes strike 1.
And not bad when your 7-hitter today. Led the team in RBIs last season with 54.
Allred out of Texarkana, Texas. That's a miss outside, 1-1.
And if Gonzalez can keep even those misses as sharp as that was, they're going to be really competitive and hard takes.
Bounced right side, a slow roller. Gonzalez converts on the out.
Are you kidding me? I love a pitcher who can be an athlete at the same time. This is so well fielded. As soon as the ball was hit, my clock in my head was saying maybe she should let this go foul. Gonzalez all over it. She's going to field this ball and then throw it behind the runner. Great job in being able to make this catch, because as Tuwala, she's having to track the ball and watch out for the runner at the same time. Well done.
So much going on there, and a great play made by Mia Gonzalez, who is impressed early on. Now she'll see Longi Quiroga. That caught the zone by just a kiss.
For both of these pitchers, they like to work a lot of spinning pitches, and if they can learn this umpire zone early, it's going to be to their advantage.
Away, similar spot, different call, 2-1 now.
You love when a catcher is just working for every pitch for a pitcher, holding it that little half second long, just trying to see if they can get away with another.
2-1 missed low. Well, Texas Tech struck for 3 runs in that first inning. It was highlighted by a 2-run home run from Taylor Panel. You look at how this team builds on each other. It is such a contagiously good hitting group that can sky the ball a mile as this one's fouled away to move the count to 3-2.
And Jerry Glasgow is able to handpick the best home run hitters, it felt like, across the country. And Roga was one of them, a transfer from Cal, where she started 58 games, 28 long balls.
Sent in the air, deep to center, right on cue. Longi Quiroga, a solo blast in the second frame, 4-0 Texas Tech.
Watching Quiroga hit this home run and then run like she has done this 100 times in her career. I mean, no emotion. She's got so much swagger. She's saying this is just another day at the ballpark, and it really is for a Texas Tech team that has come into this tournament with already 20 home runs on the year. Last season, only 7 teams in the nation hit over 100 home runs. And at this pace, I can guarantee you Texas Tech is going to be one of them.
That's away for ball 1 to the 9-hole hitter, Caitlin Terry. And, you know, Sid, mentioning those home runs, they've already been one of the best teams in the nation at finding that long ball. It just seems like that's consistently the MO for Tech in every game this year. It starts with recruiting, right? We just mentioned Roga comes over from Cal. It's the second straight year that Glasgow, Coach Jerry Glasgow, has brought in the #1 transfer portal class.
And he's building a culture and a program that everyone wants to be a part of it. You see them have a lot of fun on the field. You see Caitlin Terry with a big smile right now talking to Coach Glasgow, and he's somebody I've gotten to talk to a lot from his time at Louisiana Lafayette, and just his competitive spirit. He's fun. He loves his players. It's truly a family. I went out to Lubbock, Texas last fall, and they were just getting done, I should say last winter. They did Christmas over at Coach Glasgow's house, and he gave the team a goldfish. I mean, just examples like that is where this group just loves each other.
Hey, you gotta imagine, by the way, the goldfish metaphor that we've seen with Ted Lasso, the memory of a goldfish. Think short and stay present.
I mean, Nigel Kennedy was telling me how they were trying to figure out what it was and shaking the box before everyone was like, okay, no more shaking the box.
Hey, we gotta have fragile on the side of that.
Exactly.
2-1 count here to the 9-hole hitting Caitlin Terry. Here comes Mia Gonzalez. Slapped into center field, into the alley. That gets down and cascades toward the wall. Cruising into second base, Caitlin Terry has a 2-bagger.
And Caitlin Terry is arguably another #1. I call her one of the 3 aces they have on this team. Here she is hitting in this game. She got the day off from pitching, or the morning off from pitching, and just an easy double. She's hitting .464 on the year.
Yeah, and having that as your 9-hole hitter, you can write stories about that stuff. Now it's Maya Davis back at the top. She walked and scored earlier today.
And where we saw Gonzalez dominate early was with her rise ball and her curveball. However, now Texas Tech has caught up into that, and I would love to just see any movement down if she can start to try to create these drop balls against her.
Oh, stolen base for Caitlin Terry. Seemed like nobody was covering the third base bag.
Again, one of your top pitchers on your team is hitting doubles and stealing third base. I mean, that just doesn't happen. That's the type of athlete that Caitlin Terry is. Now 3 for 4 in stolen bases.
Unbelievable two-way player with a high IQ. No play at the plate. They get the sure thing in Texas Tech. With a nice piece of situational hitting, Maya Davis drives home Caitlin Terry to go up by 5.
And Terry doesn't even hesitate on this jump from third base, which allows her to be so aggressive. Not even a throw is made. And all of a sudden, you turn into a weak ground ball into an RBI for a teammate.
Mia Williams rips one at short, where the catch is made by Morrissey on the fly for the final out of the second inning. Texas Tech adds another 2. The power has been on full display for the Red Raiders here at Mary Nutter, Day 2 action. Take a look here at Mary Nutter. What a beauty of a shot with our team. It is a full-on weekend. Pleasure to have you with us. You know, DeMarini has new and unreleased bets now available. Check them out at your nearest dealer. 2026 Mary Nutter Classic, Day 2 of 4. And Texas Tech is up by 5. Giving Bethune Cookman the business to this point. We move into the top half of 3. It'll be 8-9-1 with Jasmine Minyebo ready to start things off. Sam Lincoln back in the circle, dealing a gem to this point. 2 hits through 2 innings, no score for the Wildcats of Bethune Cookman. Lincoln into her motion, and the first pitch bunted, foul, out of play.
Bethune Cookman was able to get a little bit going when they're attacking early in the zone, so I like that mindset by Wesley, trying to sneak her way on base to turn over this lineup.
Check that, Mika Wesley. Good point, Sid. I was a batter behind, with Wesley leading things off the left fielder, now behind 0-2.
Lincoln's first pitch strike ratio is just so high. That would be my #1 thing in scouting going against her, is how much he wants to be in an advantage count against you early.
Ball 1.
It's amazing when you look at this entire Texas Tech pitching staff. A 1.51 ERA as a staff.
That caught the inside zone. That's strike 3 watched in by Wesley. There's one away.
A backdoor curveball here that is so hard for these lefties. It looks like it's going to hit you and then falls in for a strike.
Third strikeout of the day for Sam Lincoln. full on dealing. Oh, painting the corner as well. That is a beauty for strike one to the top of the order, Emma Bradley-T.
And Burns just feels like she leaves her glove out there for a curveball, and she doesn't have to move it. I mean, Lincoln is just so consistent with the spot over and over.
0-1. Swung and a miss. That's strike two.
Lincoln coming off the mound with so much power.
Two-strike pitch, tagged foul.
Lincoln stands at 6 feet tall. You watch her use every inch of her body. For all my youth pitchers out there, watch her stride off the mound. Her landing foot is gonna land outside of the circle. You think she's probably releasing this ball at 37, 38 feet away from the hitters.
Makes it so difficult to catch up to it. That lanky wingspan.
She has such a similar build to like a Carlin Pickens. Two players who do a great job just getting all the momentum going in their motion to be able to deliver.
Here's the 0-2. Got her, strike three.
So strike you out on both sides of the plate. Teasing that curveball from a backdoor. This one straight across. She's able to get her even outside of the plate. And it is so good. The power she has from that back leg, driving all the way through. She doesn't leave an ounce of power on the table.
Grounded to third. Panel onto one. It's a routine 5-3 to close out the third. 3 up, 3 down. And we're moving to the bottom half of 3. Texas Tech looking to add to its 5-0 lead. And we welcome you back here to Big League Dreams in Cathedral City, California, just outside of Palm Desert. It's the 2026 Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Texas Tech comfortably in control right now with a chance to add a little bit more cushion. 5-0 lead for number 2 Texas Tech and the Red Raiders. And here comes the birthday girl, Haley Toney.
We were manifesting some birthday bombs for her early in this count.
First pitch, swung on and fouled away.
Tooney is somebody who is really known for her glove within her sport. She was phenomenal at shortstop last year. She only had one error from March 7, 2025 to June 6. It was unbelievable to watch her play defensively.
Bunted third base line. There's the speed in, not in time.
So nicely done by Tooney. And as a defense, you just have to tip your cap if you're Bethune Cookman. This team has earned your respect, hitting multiple home runs. Gonzalez fields it cleanly. but that's really a ball you want your third baseman to go get and be more aggressive.
It's the second straight infield single. You remember that soft ground ball to short the first time she was at the plate, beat it out. Jazzy Burns starting behind the dish today. She's 0 for 1. Has an RBI to her name.
And that's where you just have to be better positioned if you're a defense, understanding what type of hitter is up, especially with the Coach Glasgow who doesn't write a traditional lineup. You might look at Tooney as she's your 3-hole hitter, but that's the one who likes to play a little bit of small ball.
Throw down to second. Not in time. Tooney slides in safely.
And pardon me, it's actually pronounced Tony, who just stole second base.
Yeah, and Tony with her third steal of the season. This Texas Tech team can run the bases like nobody's business. They've got 30 stolen bags on the year. With the ball to Jazzy Burns, who earns the walk to bring up a heavy-handed Taylor Panel, who already blasted one today. Runners on first and second, nobody away, bottom 3.
What I've continued to be so impressed with all of Coach Glasgow's hitters is their ability to keep their weight on their back foot. It doesn't matter what pitcher is throwing to them. They do such a nice job of being able to keep their power back and deliver it at any point. Love a little old-fashioned hand signals for signs. He says, we don't need cards.
Well, they got the sign. I think it's swing away at this point. You got runners on first and second, and when you got a team like this who can just hammer the ball, that's ripped right center field. It gets down. 1 run into score. RBI double for Taylor Panel as she cruises into second base. Everybody is safe with nobody away in the inning, and Texas Tech leads 6-0.
This team's ability to hit line drive after line drive, exit velocity, crazy high against this group. And this is evidence that, Max, you called it. Coach Glasgow is just hit an RBI sign. That's what that sign was.
In there for a called strike to Desi Spearman.
That's where this group hits so many home runs. They don't try to swing for it. You just see they work to get hard contact on the line every time, and that's what builds this natural elevation.
Into the hands of Morrissey at short, and I think she doubled her off.
This is a really good heads-up play. This is a tough shot coming at you. You field it, understand where the runner is. She's able to get 2 outs for 1.
So Jazzy Burns now picked off on the play, on the double play. Morrissey to third. Burns off the base path. That leaves Taylor Panel, the lone base runner, at second base. Brings up Lauren Allred, excuse me, over 1 today.
This is where, if Gonzalez has an off-speed pitch, I really want her to start going to it. Texas Tech is just too comfortable with her speed in the box right now.
Slap to third, Alon, and the throw up the line. Allred onto second base and into score. That's Taylor Panel. Everybody's safe on the play, and Texas Tech brings it to a 7-run lead.
When you hit the ball hard on the ground, good things happen. This is a team you just can't give extra outs to. They've done such a good job playing clean up until this point, and that throw just a little bit offline. One thing that's new in our sport here in 2026 is we have a double first bag. We have a white and an orange side of it, so you can see hopefully preventing those bang-bang throws to first base this season and keep everybody not from being injured.
Well, Mia Gonzalez, the freshman starting in the circle for Bethune Cookman, knew that her tall task was ahead of her. Curious to see where they go from here.
They're continuing to ride with Gonzalez. I mean, you look at the outs, even a play like that, that should be out number 3, getting out of the inning. So it's continuing to tell your freshman, trust your stuff. This is a really good team. Let the defense work behind you.
Ungi Quiroga steps in. She blasted a solo home run her first time at the dish, 1 for 1 today.
Texas Tech so far taking away this rise ball by Gonzalez, establishing a ceiling.
That's away for ball
Quiroga,
2.
she's just so patient at the plate. You can tell she's hunting for one pitch and one pitch only. She's not going to give it until she gets it.
All ACC first team honors with Cal last year. Takes strike 1, a 2-1 count.
See, I really like that level. That pitch, that's bottom part of the zone. That's what I want to see Gonzalez pound against Texas Tech. This is a team that can elevate a ball that's waist or higher.
The pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now.
Still able to pitch to Quiroga selectively. Don't give her anything too good.
Missed it high for ball 4. Quiroga aboard with a 2-out walk.
Texas Tech, we have number 55, Terry.
And this is why this lineup just feels like death throw. Yes, you get rid of Quiroga, you put her on first base who had the home run, but then you bring up Caitlin Terry, the 9-hitter who blasted a double off the fence.
Ripped into left field for a base hit. Runners will go station to station, and the base is now juiced for the top of the order, Maya Davis, as Terry has her second hit of the day.
Is such a good all-around athlete to be able to be a triple threat type of hitter. She does a great job blasting this one opposite field with an outside pitch, hitting it where it's pitched.
Looks like Jackie Liss will step in as a pinch hitter.
Transfer from Southern Illinois, where she was a 3-time All-MVC first-team selection and also the MVC Player of the Year. She comes as a senior, but with a wealth of experience, played in 164 games where she hit .340 or better each year.
Well, if you want a home run hitter, she's a good piece. Over 3 seasons at Southern Illinois, she broke the career home runs record, and she'll see a new pitcher in the circle for the Cats. We will step aside. Bases juiced, 2 away, bottom 3. Texas Tech by 7 and counting. We welcome you back here in Cathedral City. New pitcher in the circle. This is Malaya Galindo, a freshman from Rancho Cucamonga, a product of Etiwanda High School. She will take on the top of the order for Texas Tech, a pinch hitter here in Jackie Liss, senior player who leads Southern Illinois' history in career home runs. Her first season at Texas Tech, a .318 hitter. Liss steps in with the bases loaded, 2 away, bottom 3. First pitch, taken high, ball 1.
Nothing like welcoming in the freshman arms. First innings here at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Throw a freshman in a fire. They're going to grow up quickly, I can promise you that. And she has 7 innings pitched on the season. She's given up 9 earned runs. She last through February 13 last weekend against Southern Mississippi.
This is her 6th appearance out of the bullpen this year. 1-1. Missed it away. Ball 2.
Bit of a speed difference from Galindo to Gonzalez. The other way around. Throws a little bit slower. Texas Tech is going to have to wait longer.
Oh, that caught the bottom half of the zone. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Ball 3.
Was doing a really nice job being patient. Coming in off the bench, it's really easy to feel rushed, want to get a hit right away. But just keep letting Galindo come to you.
Ball 4, and Texas Tech gets another on the board. Allred walks home. The walk for Jackie Liss, who's now on first base. And the bases remain loaded for Mia Williams. Williams takes it high.
Right now for Bethune Cookman, how can you be your pitcher's biggest champion? The defense and the catcher to be really loud with her.
Here's the pitch. Williams takes one at the knees for strike 1. In search of her first hit of the day. The pitch. Williams with a hot shot up the line and foul.
Those are ones where the dugout's like, thank goodness for this cage in front of us. But also for Williams, you have to look at it as like, okay, I'm really early. How can I wait even longer to send that ball up the middle?
She's got a team high 4 home runs, sends it deep left field, but it's caught up the line to close out the 3rd frame. Texas Tech brings it to an 8-0 ball game. After 3, it's the Red Raiders comfortably in control. Coach Glasgow, we welcome you back here. That's Jerry Glasgow, head coach of the Red Raiders. 2nd season with this Red Raiders team. You're learning a lot about your crew and a hot start today. What's the identity of this group up to this point?
You know, I think pitching and defense, really been pitching so good, and the defense is just so outstanding. And you can see that against Japan last night, which is really unique. You know, I don't think I've ever had a team that I've coached that would have been pitching and defense. So it's really fun for me.
Samantha Lincoln, you mentioned pitching. She is wheeling and dealing right now. What are you liking about what she's doing on the mound?
Oh, she's just so outstanding. She's just coming on. We got her last year as a freshman. She came in throwing 63, 64 when she got there, and she got up to as high as 73 in the spring, and right now she's already hitting 71 in February, and she, you look at her, she just looks like a pitcher, and I think she's one of the up-and-coming stars in our game, and I'm just thrilled. She's great curveball, great drop ball. She didn't have an off-speed really that would work at the college level when she got there in the fall, and she's developed that. She's coming up with her up stuff, on the rise ball and starting to get swing and misses. She got Reese Atwood in the championship game on an up pitch. She got a rise ball strikeout against the Nebraska girl that hit the home run off Nyjah. And, we're just so tickled with everything she's doing in her development, and thrilled to have her coming on.
Coach, enjoy watching your star work in the circle. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you.
That is Coach Jerry Glasgow, the second-year head coach for Texas Tech. His team is on top 8-0 right now as we move into the top half of 4. Joined by Sydney Supley, I'm Max Kelton. We've had a really fun afternoon so far. It's just getting started. It's one of 5 games we have on USA Softball Wrigley Field today. And the Cats have their work cut out for them with Sam Lincoln on full display. Lincoln offers into the 3-hole hitting Queen Tuala, who flares one, and Lincoln with the stab up the line. She got it for out number 1.
All 6 feet of Samantha Lincoln's body going full superwoman to get this catch. You love a pitcher who after is willing to go field her position, get herself dirty. I mean, she's laying out for her team. I love that want for every single out. I mean, Coach Glasgow said it best. This group, pitching excellence, defense excellence, when you make plays like that.
A smile on her face. She knows she made a web gem. There's one away.
As a teammate, when you see your pitcher do that, boy, does it fire you up. Also, how great was that interview? I love that he said it tickled him at one point, and on top of that, he never mentioned the bats being their strengths, even though we have seen how good they are at the plate so far this game.
Well, I think what we see is that 8-0 score. The 8 runs is what speaks loudly, but to him, he sees the 0 on the board, and that is one of the reasons why he's one of the best in the business.
He loves good pitching, and he has a plethora of it with this staff this year. I mean, the fact that Nigeri Kennedy, the player of the year last year, you don't even have to use her in multiple games. You're able to rest her and Caitlin Terry. I mean, I look at it as they really have 3 aces on this team, and that's going to allow them to go so far and keeping everyone fresh.
A Big 12 action is going to be so much fun to watch this year. As that's grounded back to the pitcher. A little glove flip there. That's Sam Lincoln, who has recorded her second out of the inning.
Make all the outs yourself. If I'm the defense, I'm like, you don't even need me here. You're doing great yourself. This is a really hard pitch to field, all jokes aside. You have to run up the line and then glove flip it. And that's something that a lot of teams will practice every single day, and then you might get 2 or 3 opportunities a season to execute.
It also starts with communication. Frankly, tough for Caitlin Terry because the ball's coming at you. You want to go out and get it, but you have to stay patient and cover the bag. Swung on and missed by Alana Cypress, who singled her first time up.
And that's the 70-mile-per-hour plus pitches that Coach Glasgow is talking about. Unreal to think she came into college throwing 63, 64, and she's upped her velocity by 7 or 8 miles per hour. Said reached up to 73 this spring, and topping out right now around 71.
Well, the growth is almost unfathomable for Sam Lincoln. You know, last year she was good. She had an 8-3 record, 3.5 ERA in 72 innings. That ERA has dropped below 1, and her strikeout to walk ratio is elite to this point. She came into today with 16 strikeouts to just 1 walk, has 5 more Ks today. Grounded to short. Tony onto first base for the 3rd out of the frame as Sam Lincoln has retired the last 8 batters. Can she do it all? Oh, she makes it look easy. Sam Lincoln on full display here at Mary Nutter. Now we welcome you back here to Mary Nutter, and we're joined by the 19th year head coach Laura Watton. And Coach, we appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. You know, before the game, it looked like your team was so loose and having so much fun. What allows them to play with that much joy?
Well, you know, I want them to just come out and have fun and stay loose and compete. And I think that it started out that way and then got a little tight when we got on defense. So that's the difference. If they just stay loose, they play hard and they play well, and we make the plays and we execute. And when they get tight, they that's when we make the errors and fall apart.
Coach, 2 freshman pitchers have been able to get experience in this game. How much is that going to pay dividends towards their career?
Well, you know, I have 17 freshmen on this team, so that was a interesting choice that I made. But, you know, they're fun, they're having a good time, and, you know, they're learning, and this is actually, you know, their first time to be on this stage, and it's big. That's why we come here every year, to get this kind of experience. I just want them to step up and keep pushing and play harder and let themselves compete harder.
Bethune Cookman head coach Laura Watton. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
We return here. It's the bottom half of 4. And Texas Tech has Haley Toney at the plate. 3-4-5 coming up here. She's 2 for 2 today. Toney swings and fouls one away. You know, this is before the game. It was all smiles. Moving, grooving, having fun, a little line dancing. That's the stuff you see at Mary Nutter.
Oh, this is gold. You love a group that has so much joy. And Max, that's one of the biggest storylines that I'm so glad Coach brought up, is the fact that there are 17 freshmen on this roster and 3 sophomores. So 20 out of 24 players on the team are underclassmen. Gonzalez, the lone senior on this team, their third baseman. I mean, that is unbelievable.
And, you know, the record might not reflect the growth that this team has had through this year as well. Their hitting is starting to come alive, maybe a little less so today against number 2 Texas Tech, but you got to imagine that playing a non-conference schedule like this can only help them moving forward into SWAC play. Crack to second. Williams on to first base in time, 1 away.
It's a good job making that out. It's a well-struck ball. And to exactly the point you were saying, they're only going to grow and get older quickly. I love some of the philosophies where I've heard coaches say, I only allow my freshmen to be freshmen in the fall. By springtime, they're sophomores, even if it's their first year. And this group is going to really identify with that.
And you think about how these freshmen and sophomores are going to play in a couple of years. You know, this Bethune Cookman team can turn into a real problem in the SWAC if they're developed in the right way. Room to move. And just out of the reach, the first baseman, Tula.
And this is a really good hustle by Tula. She's giving full effort there, trying to make it. Has the fence she's working with.
That's taken high, ball 2.
And there's been no quit by this team. I mean, they hustle on the field between every inning. They want to keep themselves in this game as long as they can.
Jazzy Burns at the dish. Sends it high in the air, right field. Cypress camps under it. 2 down.
I think Galindo's speed is going to be a way more difficult of a matchup against Texas Tech. They're used to that mid-upper 60s. That's their BP speed. And then you have Galindo, who's throwing high 50s to low 60 miles per hour. And sometimes even the best of hitters can find themselves being really antsy, wanting to get on that front leg, as we just saw Burns do.
Strike 1. And we'll see if Taylor Panel can wait on it. She already has a pair of extra base hits today. A 2-run double and a 2-run home run. Ripped into the glove of the third baseman, Gonzalez. Hot shot, caught on the fly. 3 up, 3 down for Galindo and Bethune Cookman. We'll see if they can provide some run production at the top half of 5. From grassroots to gold, USA Softball is where dreams begin, skills are sharpened, and futures are built. Visit usasoftball.com to learn how to get involved in the future of softball. Are you a top 12U or 14U player? Check out the www.usasoftball.com, the All-American Games tryout dates. We return for you here in the top half of 5. Now in the circle for Texas Tech, it's Desi Spearman. Quite the start for Sam Lincoln, who went 4 scoreless, 2-hit innings with 5 strikeouts in the process. And now Spearman looking to close things out at the minimum 5.
And continuing to the depth that this bullpen has. We've already seen Spearman in this game as a hitter. The New Mexico State transfer. We've seen what she could do at the plate, and now we have an opportunity to watch her on the mound. She hasn't had a ton of opportunities so far this year. She's pitched .2 of an inning, where she gave up a few earned runs, so this is a great opportunity for her to show the team and build that confidence in herself and what she can do on the mound in a Texas Tech uniform.
Just the second appearance of the year in the circle for Spearman. She'll take on the lower half of the order. First pitch in there to Jessica Alon. That missed below the zone. 1-1 count here for Alon, who's in search of her first hit of the day. Had a sac hit earlier this morning. That missed inside for ball 2. Well, we mentioned, what Bethune Cookman was capable of doing yesterday. That 8-7 final upsetting Utah before falling to Rutgers in the latter half of the day. Texas Tech had quite the day in their own right. The Red Raiders ruled Fresno State 12-5 in 5, and then played Team Japan later in the day. That is an unbelievable matchup. The Japanese national team and Texas Tech went down to the wire, 1-0 the final, as this is flown into left field. Playable. There's, looks like that's Logan Holloman who's there.
And Coach Glasgow was gushing about the opportunity. The first time in his long tenured coaching career, he's had a team able to compete against Team Japan, who, for those who don't know, they're 2020 Tokyo gold medalists at the Olympic Games. I mean, it's arguably the best team in the world. Between them and Team USA, the two of them are up for it every single year. And the opportunity for teams at this tournament to be able to compete against the best of the best.
And Texas Tech played them tight. Often, I guess not often do you see Coach Glasgow say, hey, we learned a lot about ourselves during this loss. I'm proud of the team. That was a really fun performance. 1-0 ball game. It was tight as ever. Just Team Japan came out on top by a crumb. Cracked right back to Spearman off the glove, and everybody's safe. That's Billinger who gets aboard.
Bethune Cook doing a good job just putting this one in play. Rolls over a little bit, but that's why you hustle everything out. Never sure when somebody's going to bobble it a bit. And what you're seeing from Spearman early on is she throws a heavy down ball between her drop ball and her off speed. So I'm not going to be surprised if you see Bethune Cookman start to hit a lot of ground balls and start to try and use the dirt to their advantage.
Now with a runner on first, it's the first time Bethune Cookman has had a runner aboard since the second inning. They need to score in this inning to keep the game alive. Of course, the run rule at 8 runs after 5 frames.
So that's why we're seeing pinch running coming in. Every extra little bit of speed you could have is worth it. You can score 1 run and keep this game alive.
First pitch is in there for a called strike. Looks like we have a pinch hitter at the dish. That seems to be Ariana Reynolds. One of the 17 freshmen on the team. This one out of Parkland, Florida.
Reynolds has the only home run for this team so far this season. I think now she becomes the second person. She was the first person on the roster to hit a home run. It's her only hit on the year.
That's downstairs. We have, as we mentioned, a full slate of action on USA Softball Wrigley Field today here at Mary Nutter Day 2. Oklahoma Duke comes up after this. How about that top 25 matchup? Slap left side onto first in time. There's 2 down as the runner advances to second base.
Good job by Spearman using her drop ball, letting her defense work behind her. Right now, Bethune Cookman just needs to stay really strong within their punch. They want to work to get that drop ball. I mean, look at Coach Glasgow. Looking on, making sure everything's good with the team, has a little bit of a smile.
You know, it's funny. How could you not have a smile watching this team day in, day out? There's so much talent. They sometimes do the unthinkable.
And this is a team that's hungry. Hungry for the long haul this season. Came up 1 game short in 2025, the first ever program title.
Well, after you taste it last year, you try and win it this year. The play at the plate. In time. That's the ball game. A ball kicked away. A left fielder, Quiroga, came in and fired home for the final out of the inning. And with that, Texas Tech a run rule win against Bethune-Cookman.
This has to be one of the craziest last outs of the game I have seen of a run rule. Bethune-Cookman shows a bunt. This one is way over the head, confuses the infield. I don't blame them for continuing to run. You have to score 1 run to stay alive, and then ultimately the out made it home. A good job being able to stick with it. Texas Tech shuts the door in a complete game where they used all 3 assets of the game to be their best of their abilities. Samantha Lincoln, we saw MVP of the game, and then the big home run bats of the Red Raiders.
A complete game shutout. Number 2 Texas Tech walks away with an 8-0 win against Bethune-Cookman behind 4 scoreless from Sam Lincoln and a 2-for-3 outing from Taylor Panel, including 3 RBIs and a 2-run home run. We will have number 4 Oklahoma and number 14 Duke next here on Flow Sports at the 2026 Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic.